Is this thing on? Tap, 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 tap. Are we live? We are! We are live. It is me. It is I, Colonel JJ, or Josh. Back with you with some more Age Mythology action. More Boits, MegaRandom Tournament, recorded games. We're moving on to another round. Spoilers if you haven't watched others. I've also skipped a few series because I haven't had time and won't have time to cast them all. So I kind of got to pick and choose a little bit. We moved on to the quarterfinals. If you're a guy who wants to kind of watch Boit cast these, he's going to be casting all of these and putting them on his YouTube channel. That'll come later. Got he's also a busy man. But in the interest of time, I'm just going to jump right into the games here. Kvoth versus Momo. Kvoth, I believe, maybe it's from Pakistan, maybe India. I think it's Pakistan, and Momo is from Turkey. Opposite side of the world for me. And this will be, if you remember from last series that I did, this might end up being kind of a similar series overall. We see Momo in the red is Hades, and his opponent in the blue is Kvoth as Oranos. And this will play very similarly to the last series we saw with Momo. Oh, look at all these boar. Where he stumbled at times, he struggled at times, but at the end of the day, at the end of the match, he won 3-2 over Miracle Man, who is also an Atlantean main, and now he moves on to play Kvoth, who is also an Atlantean main. I wonder if he's going to have Idle Town Center time here. No, I think he'll be okay. So I kind of picked this one to go straight from that series into this one, mainly because I was kind of interested to see how Momo will do in a very similar series against what I consider to be a slightly better player in Kvoth, who was able to win his first round matchup against the Rapple, who was Rapple is one of the top players now. I mean, he kicked my butt, and he kicked it hard. And the Rapple got up 2-0 against Kvoth, and then Kvoth reverse swept him. So maybe a little bit of bitterness there for Mr. Rapple, but such is life sometimes. So Kvoth got here beating a very good player in Rapple, and Hades and Momo got here beating Miracle Man, and now he plays another Oranos main, or another Atlantean main. Kind of surprised to see Kvoth going Oranos here, because typically Kvoth plays Gaia as his main. So while Kvoth and both Miracle Man, both Atlantean mains, Miracle Man favors Oranos, Kvoth favors Gaia. So kind of opposite land, except that here Kvoth is going with Oranos in his first game, and Momo is going with his main god Hades. So maybe Kvoth was thinking that Gaia wouldn't match up against Hades and tried to, be a little metagame it, be a little tricky and go with Oranos. And I do agree with him that Oranos is better into Hades. In fact, Oranos should likely beat Hades. Hades is on most maps, if it's a map that the Hades can secure a very good, easily secure second gold and hunt to support a second town center, then the Hades is in good shape. But most maps aren't like that. And we can see here, if the Hades player, Momo, wants to get a second gold mine, at least unless there's one hiding, his second gold mine is all the way up here. His next hunting pack is here. This one kind of isn't really worthy of being called a hunting pack. So the early Oranos mobility with all the Terma, along with Murmillo, should be able to properly prevent Momo, if he does take a second town center, from staying on any hunt or gold. As we see a fourth, there's a little bit of a slower age up there. Maybe because he went all the way down here to these Aurochs. So I don't know what Momo will do. It seemed like the first series against Miracle Man, he preferred going with an early town center, which in the end did get him the victory. But Kvoth should be good enough to kind of exploit that early weakness with a very slow 511 advance too. That's really slow. And Cuddy Danks, thank you for the 13 months. That's a year and a month. And everybody's just standing around. And Joey Bads, hello, hello, hello. So yeah, Oranos versus Hades. I like Oranos, but anything can happen. Do we have any relics yet? I don't see any. So that's a decent upgrade here. Oh, here, he's got a relic, and he's got plus 100% damage versus myth units. That's good. This guy's going to be annoying here. Really, you should probably just Alt-S. I don't like the turning to attack. This seems really foolish to me as Kvoth here. He's only doing... Well, he's got 9 attack now. But what does it matter, you know? Just let them get hurt as long as they're not dead. Why chase him? Like, I don't like this. Just feel like it loses some resources that he would normally just be able to have. Also, a lot of villagers down here on one spot. Here comes the Terma. There should be a military barracks. Yep, there it is. And now he's going to run back. And we do have line of sight that Momo is grabbing a town center. Momo is off of this hunt. So this is going to be the spot right here. Kvoth just needs to flood units and prevent the Aurochs, and he should be fine. Because there's really not a whole lot of food for Momo to fall back on. 4 pigs and some chicken. That's not going to work for him. But what Momo has to prevent or not do is not lose a lot of units by just kind of funneling them in one by one. Get a good attack force and then bring them in. Prevent this hunting pack from being grabbed, and should be in a good shape here. I was accused, unjustly or maybe justly, of maybe cheering against Momo last series, or maybe cheering for Miracle Man. So I'm all in for Momo this series. All in for him. Let's go Momo. Win the series. Win this game. Win the series. Right now, Kvoth just needs to know is like, this guy isn't hunting, so I'm happy. And as long as Kvoth keeps hunting, then he should be fine. A little bit of an awkward, though, boar position here. This is a lot of hunt that's on the opposite side of this tree line. Not really that bad, though, because you spend a minute chopping on this. Like, it's kind of funny. He's grabbing a town center too, which isn't too bad at this point because he has the army that he needs to kind of keep Momo in the base. He just has to make sure that these Aurochs don't get grabbed. But what I was saying is if you've got your villagers here, it's almost faster for them to chop through the tree line and then come through than it is to walk all the way around. But yet, Kvoth has to be bold enough to go to these boar. I guess the question, okay, he doesn't know that they are there. Mother Nature wins. I don't know about that. She's trying to build a wall over here. Yeah, could have stopped it. Could still stop it, really. But not too late now. And transitioning some very early farms. Yeah, as long as Kvoth goes to the hunt here, he should be in good shape. Because that's an extra 4, 8, 12, 1600. It's an extra 2,000 food on the map that he would have access to. And he should go up there and get it, because that's the whole point of being Oranos, is you take over the map. Take early control. Don't go to the wood. There we go. Put a manor here. Eat your boar. Send another villager up. Eat more boar. And this is where what Kvoth is doing here is kind of what Miracle Man did not do in that previous matchup, where Miracle Man kind of stayed at 2 town centers. Nice pick there. For too long in so many of his match, where he had the opportunity to take 3. Nice little raid here too. Because in this position as Kvoth, if the Greek has taken a second town center, has no access to secondary hunt, guess what? He's got to farm at the 9-minute mark, which means he really won't have any army. So you can afford to take this additional 3rd settlement and not have to worry about getting exploited or anything. And here comes another raid, and this is some really good raiding and a nice shockwave here. I do like this shockwave. Should result in, well, if he attacks, okay, maybe that was not so good after all. There we go. So now head on out. So the shockwave maybe could have been in the end a little bit better, but it wasn't. But that's okay. And he will move on out. But having killed a couple villagers at 3 town centers, if you're Momo here, I don't know what you do to try to win this game. At this point, you got to stay at 2 town centers. Grabbing a 3rd one, I don't know if it really benefits you at all. You almost just got to jump all the way up to Mythic. Try to win with either a strong Earthquake push or get it resources from plenty. Eco upgrades, first line. Eco upgrades, mostly the first line. And yeah, he's got 6 on board. Probably don't send any more up here. This one might as well just chop trees. A little bit of counter raid down here in the bottom, which is good. Nice little walling here. Another thing that we didn't see last series from Miracle Man was really any walls. And just some nice little annoying pressure. Here, could get on this wood line again, and you're not necessarily looking for villager kills, though it's good. You're more just looking to keep them idle. And this little counter push here just isn't really going to do anything. I mean, you can just switch these to wood and then just switch these over to gold, and he's fine. Donnie, hello. Hey, you, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I thought it was a good win, too. Any win is a good win. It doesn't matter how rough it was. And Momo is not paying attention and losing Hippocon. That's an expensive unit. And yeah, this wall just can't come up. And this so far perfectly exemplifies why I'm not a fan of that early second town center by Hades in this matchup. Just giving up all the food on the map. But Oranos overall, it matches up well against Hades. He got the relic monkeys too. Momo did. I gotta get behind a guy that gets the relic monkey relic. Alright, maybe, yeah, Kvoth can maybe fall back. So he knows he's on this secondary gold mine here. I would like to see, which I don't think we have any more oracles, just have somebody sit up here just to make sure that Momo doesn't come up to this town center. But Kvoth at this point, he should be attacking. He's at full pop. I mean, he knows there's no way that Momo could be matching this, because Momo can't even be at 145 population if he even wanted to be. And Kvoth should see this and be like, yeah, I can win this fight. And come in and can gold block, and this would likely be a game-winning attack. Shockwave is probably almost up. It's available in a minute yet. But yeah, this is a winning. You gotta come in and fight. Come on in. We got both players aging out about the same time, just Kvoth is a town center and military ahead. And this should force out a restoration here. Preferably before the Minotaur dies. Okay. After the Minotaur dies. And a very late restoration, so you retreat out of the restoration. Kvoth needs to wait till his reinforcements are back and then just push again. There we go. And then this next little push, you'll have restoration, or not restoration, shockwave to get on this. The Terma can maybe stop the Terma. Actually, Momo's holding a little bit better than I would have thought. Kvoth has a few different choices here. Does he try to age up, or does he just grab his fortified town centers and fight here in heroic age? It looks like he's trying to age up. Get the Terma on the... Okay, get out of here. Is some bad pathing here by Kvoth. Let's get out. Donnie, I don't know if I said hi to you. I might have, and I forgot that I already did. I like these two little barracks here, just to provide some annoyance. And there's a nice shockwave. And we're trying to kill this Minotaur, this Manticore. And yeah, all these dry ends coming in. Just too many myth units for Chiron to really deal with, especially when he's shooting at this Vermillo. Then we got Ajax here as well. And okay, we do have a transition to medium Arcus, which do really well. And Micro Terma will, 3 of them will one-shot a Toxotes as long as they hit. And this is a nice little battle here for Kvoth. We can see he's getting more economy upgrades. He already has a trade route. He's getting fortified town centers. It's going to put him up to 160 pop. He's got heavy infantry. And we don't have much of anything here for Momo. And we're looking maybe for some sort of underworld play, potentially. Yeah, there's the underworld play. We'll probably kill 3 town... Okay, so... If I'm Kvoth here as he's defending this, the defense... Probably the wrong move. Go forward and attack this and sit on the town center. Losing these 3 villagers doesn't really matter because the whole reason that Momo is doing this is to grab his town center. Because here's what would happen is if Kvoth were to attack here, Momo would be forced to retreat through the underworld anyway. So I'm not a huge fan of what Kvoth is doing here, and it's a good play by Momo because it forces your opponent to make a decision, and if he makes the wrong decision, then it gives you the benefit. And now we can see that Kvoth running these units down is maybe realizing that he maybe did an oopsie and probably should not have come up here. You actually could almost just Tartarian gate this half of it too, and get on this town center, or maybe Tartarian gate down here, somewhere. But that gives Momo a little bit of a advantage that maybe he ought not to have had. Also went on the trade route a little bit too, so you know, that's the trade route to worry about. But you got to come in here. I think he's just gonna do it. Yeah, do it on that. And now he guess. In the end, I guess it worked out right. He now has this unit, this army completely separated from society, civilization, and now they're kind of gotta wander the slow way back. We do have villagers up. We don't have... Getting masons for your Tartarian gate is very, very, very important. And he's getting it, but that's Momo, not Kvoth. Always gotta have masons. A little bit of a forward palace build here. You can watch out for your villager. But in the end, see, still, if Kvoth would have pressured this instead of the other side, the town center wouldn't have gone up. And Kvoth, and now we're at a dangerous point in the game where late game Hades, it is hard for Atlantean to push because of all of the hit points on these buildings until you get upgraded Fire Siphon. The Atlantean is going to have a hard time doing stuff. He's also getting Seeker to the Titans, which is risky because if the Earthquake comes in soon enough from Momo, it can end the Titan gate. So, big fight here. All the Harkis here are really nice because there's not a lot of Hippocon, but this is probably a losing fight here for Kvoth, who should retreat back away because I feel like there's maybe more red than blue. And yeah, and now a nice little fight here. The Hypaspis raid. Should legit get rid of this one military building. It is a little bit annoying. Alright, a Chaos Shade. No siege from Kvoth. And we have Hephaestus coming in, so Momo isn't even bothering to try to Earthquake the Titan Gate. So we'll see a Titan. It's been a long time since I've kind of seen this playstyle from Oranos. The quick Titan Age has kind of fallen out of favor, and we don't see it a whole lot. But we have the Titan Ages done, and the Titan Gate will be built here, and Momo just basically just kind of has to hold. There's no reason to try to push. Just hold. He might be able to actually put this fortress down, as long as he can get these Arcus to shoot at the Hypaspis instead of walking in melee range here. Okay, now they decide to turn and fight. And we got this annoyance here. The Hypaspis raid. Shades are basically counted as kind of a nothing unit. I'm honestly not even sure if a Chaos can target a Shade. Not positive. Obviously the Lampades special works. Not sure if a Shade can be Chaosed. They might be able to be, I'm not sure. But a Shade is kind of a nothing unit. It's not a myth unit. It's not a human unit. It's not a hero. It's just a Shade. They just are there. Very strong. No, they're not a myth unit, but we saw the Lampades special work on it. So yeah, this is going really well for Kvoth, who is well ahead. There's no way Momo's going to be able to get a Titan Gate out. So Kvoth is in pretty good position because even at building a Titan and putting all those resources into a Titan, he's kind of almost in a way winning this push over here. It's kind of a stalemate, but I mean a stalemate is kind of winning considering he put almost 3,000 resources into, well, 2,400 into a Titan Age, and is building it and is keeping up. Though now his units are really starting to fall, so he needs to retreat. This is where I kind of said he doesn't really want to try to push, which he tried to push a little too long, because then once you start losing units, you can't replace them because half of, 70% of his economy is right here, tapping away at the Titan Gate. But nice little turn here to get on all the units. Would be nice to have a Lampades to get at the Colossus, because there's almost no way to kill it without. How much gold do we have here? 3,400. And yeah, trying to get on this. These walls are very important. It's kind of a proxy safety net here. Alright, the Titan comes out. So let's see if Kvoth uses his Titan better than I used mine in my tournament game, because I used my Titan in a way that did not get me the win, which I should have been able to win with it. And this is a position here where Kvoth should be able to win with the Titan. Sit on the town center. Clear out this half of the building. Clear out all of this as the Titan. Be up population, and then once you kind of solidify this position, the Titan can just bounce from here to here, and here, back and forth like a seesaw, and keep Momo from ever getting any sort of population. Momo has okay economy upgrades. Kvoth is kind of forgotten the last few. And here's the Titan. Kind of would like to see some villagers forward building here. The Titan maybe trying to get through. Well, he's going to go at the town center first. So probably if he's just not attacking the army here, which he could just flatten so many of these units right now. Man, these strong Hades town centers, though. Just be careful for Kvoth. He doesn't still want to be losing a lot of his units because he's still trying to kind of solidify after building his tight gate for so long. And now Tourney killed a lot of units here to sit on. So the Titan, I would wipe out some of this here first before going to this town center. Nice little raid down here in the bottom. So far the Titan, okay, yeah. I mean, you got this 20 population, so you got to be careful that you don't just waste it. Ooh, this sneaky Colossus here. Just heroize this destroyer and get him right here. Just manually heroize him. They aren't even repairing the right thing. And Silver Colossus comes in, and this is a big oopsie here. All right, just heroize a couple of these units, and you're fine. Not the Arcus, though. The worst units to heroize are the Arcus against the unit that has 80% Pierce armor. I don't know why you would do that. Here comes the Titan now in the second town center. Just got to make sure this one doesn't come up. Wow, this is okay. Well, it happened. Arcus raids here and there and everywhere. Would love to get him on that gold mine if you're Kvoth here, who's at a point. He's actually, Kvoth is behind in points. Well, the Terma is worse, yes, but in this situation, the Arcus was the worst unit there to heroize. And he knows that this town center isn't getting up. He also knows there's a ton of villagers down here, and he's coming to get on them. More villagers here. I don't know where the Titan is going. He does not need to come down here. Just stay on this town center, because it takes so long to kill it once the town center is back up. Okay, I guess he's a little bit worried about this town center going up. You know, this little side raid, though, here is really annoying, as is these random Toxotes that can pick off units. But, okay. Yeah, Momo's score is skyrocketing, I think, because he has all of his armory upgrades, and Kvoth has almost no armory upgrades. You should probably consider getting some pretty soon. Yeah, I like these Toxotes kind of picking off straggler units here. But this Colossus will just win forever. Does he have... Oh, he does. 2 HP a second. Does this Titan regenerate? Whoa, get down on all these villagers. What does Momo do here? He tries to just do a miraculous 2 town center hold. But I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it. I mean, the Titan is at... Only lost 1,500 hit points so far. And the trade route is kind of going to be stopped pretty soon once Kvoth pushes in through here. And this palace is not going up, or the fortress. And probably now get the Titan on the town center. I mean, look at all the resources Momo has. He just can't do anything with them. But Kvoth is kind of funneling units in and not upgrading them at all. Because, like, it's these little units here and there. I think it's better just to take control of this scenario, because if you can control this as Kvoth without having to keep the Titan here, then the Titan should just be able to sit on this town center. And that's where you get all of a sudden all your towns, your population advantage. Standing around. These villagers are really pissed off. Yeah, no military upgrades, at least no armory upgrades. I mean, 2 of them. But yeah, this isn't... You get more value here by keeping this town center down. Because Momo can fight like this forever. So as long as the Titan stays here, this is good for Momo. This is starting to look like how I used my Titan in my tournament game against Shelby, which did not go well. Because slowly the Titan just loses health and you kind of just sit here gaining nothing. Um, and oh, I like this little side push here by Momo. This is what he kind of has to do. I mean, he's got resources. Well, I guess he doesn't now. He did have resources. So try to distract and stuff. But yeah, this Titan just lives so long. The regeneration is pretty good. Can't fit, you big fatty. And uh-oh, they have your Titan. So what happened here is the Titan couldn't fit, so he kind of went out of his previously assigned activity and started fighting. So he noticed, and it down to 3,500, so halfway down. But Momo is starting to feel the pain a little bit, running out of resources. Tried to do a little push here, but not really working. And we actually see Kvoth is now starting to tank some resources. So whack this town center. Just keep it down while fortifying this with towers and stuff. It actually lost quite a bit of hit points there on that town center, about 1,000. So the question is, does he stay here or does he come up to this town center? It looks like he's coming down here for some unknown reason. I don't know what there is to kill down here. Yeah, this going this way just makes no sense to me. Because you've already got this. So what's the point? Just random fight here. New market. Because this just allows the town center to come back up. Like if decisions are made. I mean, he could also come all the way up here and come to this town center. It would be something to do at this point as well. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, he's stalling to heal, maybe, but that's not a good use of your population. It only heals 120 hit points a minute, and you're wasting 20 pop to do that. So it's worse. It's not an effective use. He just has to come. He just has to keep town centers down so he can fight 160 pop to 140. Because as long as they're at 3-2 town centers, this Titan takes 20 population spots. He's really not ahead. Ooh, big raid here. This will be good by Momo. Momo actually, with all of his side attacks here, is doing a lot to Kvoth's economy, who just can't get gold. I mean, he should just be on a trade route anyway. Yeah, this Titan he's scuffing this now. Because as long as they're fighting here, I'm almost fine with it. The trade route is coming up through a pretty dangerous spot here. I don't know where he's going now. I guess he wants to secure this position, maybe. As long as this town center stays down while the Titan goes play, it's okay. But again, nice little side builds here by Momo. I do like this. This is really good. Alright, so I guess these villagers. Oh man. And he's gonna probably finish off this market maybe. But yeah, this is not what you want to be doing with your Titan. Yeah, running out of, I think Kvoth has forgotten a few of his eco upgrades still. Okay, he did get the farming one, and he doesn't really need the gold one anymore, but he definitely needs, yeah, he's still making some trade route. Actually, though, this could be really, really bad for Kvoth if this villager throws down a wall here. And really, Kvoth is running out of time. Titan is just going one-on-one against Chiron. which will take forever. Kvoth has so many units just randomly everywhere across the map because of these, like, literally these two stupid little buildings here have distracted Kvoth so much that he's not able to hold this position here where he's put so much resources into. And this one villager who snuck through somehow, some way, I don't know where he came from, but he's over here building buildings that's going to be in the trade route. And still, this Titan, there's nothing down here to go do, and he's down here. Alright, finally, the villager is dead. And now we're going to see some random Hippaspis coming through. And the Titan is legit just raiding. Doing some villager raids and wasting 20 pop. This is astounding. And Kvoth just resigns. He's got a Titan that doesn't know how to use it. And Momo wins. And Momo played this late game pretty decently, pretty well. These stupid little side builds just annoyed Kvoth so much. I mean, he's got 7 units here fighting these 2 random buildings that just have a Taxodi in it. He's scared of these units up here, and he lost his forward base because his Titan was just twirling around doing literally nothing. And this is a nice start for old Momo here, who took it to Kvoth here at the late game. Wow. Man, the Titan was used and not used well. And in the end, it was... I mean, I'm not really one to talk, I guess, because when I got my Titan, I really did pretty poorly and kind of ended up doing the same thing. There's just kind of this innate fear that, oh, I don't want to lose my Titan. I don't want to lose my Titan by going around and sacking town centers. But the problem is, if you don't sack town centers with your Titan, you got 20 population sitting in a unit that, what's it doing for you? Like, as long as it's at a 2 to 3 town center advantage, it's an even game. Because the Titan is taking up 20 population. So this, as it is an even game. And Momo's about to gird his town center. So yeah, it's over for Momo, just because, or for Kvoth, just because he misused his Titan. And I do agree, Emilio, that people don't go Titans anymore. And there's kind of, people say it's because, well, Titans aren't that good. Or it could also be that players just don't know how to win with Titans. But I think it's maybe a little combination of both. Players have definitely gotten a lot better of facing off against Titans without having their own. And Momo did a very good job here. Really good. Did a good job with the side builds and not really putting too much to trying to kill the Titan, just kind of slowly ticking away at it over time, and just, keeping the center clean. But yeah, I don't know why he didn't. He could have just tried to stay here and take the town center with the Titan, or just go town center raiding back and forth. Keep these town centers down. Get yourself that 20 population advantage, which then should get you enough to win this battle and get this town center. So yeah, well played by Momo here. Kvoth kind of scuffed it. Didn't do what he needed to do. Had a good advantage coming into this part of the game, and then probably lost also. He didn't probably have a lot of his military upgrades. Yeah, kind of missing out on the armories and stuff. But well played to Momo. Kvoth. Rare time where you see the player in the score lead resign. So game number 2. It is going to be a fairly similar game. Zeus versus Oranos. So Kvoth staying with Oranos. Momo with Zeus. Got a 2 elk start here. Not very good if you're the Greek player. You're really hoping to get more than just this in your base because Atlantean can kind of advance a lot quicker with paltry amount of resources in the base. So this is a little bit nice for Kvoth here. It's a land map. Kind of a pretty back/side town center for each player, and then another one that's forward towards the middle. No water. 1 gold mine in the base. A little bit of, I can tell with the way the center is that there's kind of going to be an open center here. There's that little elevation difference right here, which means this center is kind of just a center circle with nothing on it. And there's another pack of hunt. That's nice. And immediately we see Momo coming up here, but he's going to have to be careful because there is a wolf kind of standing guard over this pack of food. As long as this villager stays down here, should be okay. And then here's the additional hunt pack also for Kvoth. What do we? Ooh, a lot of Aurochs too. So yeah, there's a lot of hunt again. So really, the game plan here is the Oranos is almost the same thing. Is you try to push the opponent off of hunt. The Zeus here, though, does have a better chance of fighting back, as opposed to just trying to sit back and boom. The Zeus with centaurs can, with some good micro, kind of fight back against the Oranos, get some counter raids as well, and then not really rely on the food because he's making centaurs. But we'll see. We'll see, obviously, how the game transpires. But I can't. That first game, that's a killer because that's a game that Kvoth was in a good position to win. He really did what he needed to do all the way up through using the Titan and kind of falling behind in upgrades where he was just kind of like he could have even stalemated the center with just a Titan and kind of built up all of his upgrades for his military and then started fighting again. But he didn't ever do that, and Momo did a good job. But that was last game. Let's forget about it. Kvoth, he needs to forget about it. Momo, I guess he can keep thinking about it because that was a good play. Good game by Momo. Certainly, so the winner here goes on to the semifinals. I feel like either of these players going to the semifinals would be a surprise because neither of these, Momo's a newer player, at least newer to like the competitive half of the tournaments where he's maybe been around for a while, but just recently did he get better to the point where this might be his first tournament, like major tournament he's participated in. And look at him, he's in the quarterfinals with 1 win into the semifinal in a tournament with a lot of good players. So this is a good first showing for him. And Kvoth as well, normally, I can't be comfortable. My broken ankle prevents me from sitting very well. But anyway, Kvoth also, this is also his first foray into 1v1 tournament action. And for him to have a chance at the semifinals is really good for him as well. And him beating Rappel in the first round, you gotta respect that. That's a great tournament win. He reverse swept that, by the way, the first series. So maybe that's what he's going for here. Lose the first 2 games, and then reverse sweep again. Because do remember that once players have won, they cannot reuse that god. So that's why we see Momo switching from Hades to Zeus. So after this, likely his next pick is Poseidon. And we see kind of a similar start here. Manually valoring an Oracle. It's a decision. It's a lot of resources. Along with the villager that's fighting. And killing the scout. So yeah, you killed the scout. I just... Again, I feel like you just keep your unit gathering and just garrison once it gets low, garrison and send it up here and replace it with this citizen. And you don't have to manually heroize a unit, which is like 70 resources. So essentially, like in a way, the hero pays for itself with that manual heroization and then that villager being idle. And then it still has most of its hit points, also getting a relic that gives archers ballista and Chiro ballista plus 5% pierce damage. And we have Momo grabbing a town center with some fairly safe hunt. Also went with Athena instead of Hermes. So Momo will try to play this as he played the first game, with a really defensive boom. And then the late game Greek surge. It worked the first game. And this is almost really a little bit of a better setup for Momo here, because he's got these close this close hunt. I really like this pulling away of the Aurochs here. This is sneaky, really smart. The Aurochs is whack and audacious. Because what it's doing here is obviously Momo doesn't want these Aurochs to die way up here. And now one did, and the second will come in decently okay. And this is kind of a crappy set of dead Aurochs here, where not only are they some of them are way up here, they're all decaying. And now that they're this far away from the town center, Kvoth can kind of push these two. Maybe not this one or that one, but that's dangerous for him. You want to kill off this Minotaur. Nice. There we go. And then you pick off the hero maybe. Who do I think will win this game? I mean, I'd like to say that the Oranos here will play it well and be able to win. But given what happened last game, I don't know. I'm going to go with Kvoth because I want to see a really even series. These are two really nice hero picks here. And this is what the Atlantean can do, is just initially just tank the town center and force idle time. No hunting for you. You know, I was going to say, a shockwave on these villagers could bump like 4 of them over on the other side. If they come to this tree line again, I'd like to see Kvoth just sit here and bounce them over. But now Momo has just realized, yeah, I'm not going to get on this hunt. There's no way. And is transitioning to farm. So very similar game to the first one. Some really inefficient wood gathering here. Storehouse missing. This is the time where Kvoth needs to switch over to grabbing town centers. It looks like, yeah, he's definitely making more army this game. Oh, that Hippocon, okay. Oh, could surround this villager. Like, really nice movement in military. Like, he's gonna get around Odysseus, maybe? Could have. Oh, whoa, where you guys think you're going? Again, just a shockwave to kill one citizen villager there. Not a lot of value out of that. Could come up here and pick off a couple units. These 2 buildings are very important to put down as well. Kvoth, though, he's going like basically full army this time before getting a town center, which is going to mean he's essentially going to have to kill. I'm trying to think, in order to keep up. Well, 0%. No upgrades or no retraining on this villager to turn and fight this. If both town centers are producing, he's going to have to kill like 4 a minute to keep up. And now he's stealing a town center. It's a bit of a power play. And just killed the villager. Thanks for coming. Oh, get out. There you go. Okay, this is a very nicely placed oracle from Kvoth as well to keep an eye on these aurochs. And yeah, this is like a repeat central of the first game. So Momo just has to try to defend with the bare minimum. Ooh, no plow? Ooh, no plow. If you're gonna farm, you need plow. And Momo is, you can see he's having to force drop here to try to keep villager production. And we've got some nice hunt. That's going to give Kvoth a nice little edge here. And a little bit of a raiding party coming out just to see what he can see. And this position here is kind of nicely fortified up. Ooh, the gold mine is here. Gold mine is there. Oracle is dead. Another one's coming in to do what? Yeah, you don't really want to come in anymore. Eco upgrades. Yeah, the ranges here. Oh, he's housed. Momo is at 80 pop. Yeah, I don't know if your ranges are what you want to make here as they just start popping out. They'll be helpful later on. But yeah, definitely right now, you don't want that. What did we just see here? We had something. Oh, did he drop off a relic? He got the one that makes town centers +2 population. That's really nice. Oh, we had... oh, wow. Kvoth went to a very quick heroic age here, and he used a really bad chaos on just a few human units. So Kvoth up early through Hyperion. You can see him getting Gemino, which is the special technology for satyrs to make them do more damage. I can see what he's doing. He's trying to do something differently than he did last game. He's trying a heroic age push, is what he's doing. And it could work here, where if he puts a palace down here, he could push through this, because this is this is one of the gold mines that Momo is going to try to get to. Oh, Odysseus. Odysseus is a little too brave there. A little too brave. There's the bolt. Oh, nice restoration there. Nice timing on those god powers. Get the bolt. Kind of, it's almost like Odysseus was kind of like a bait. Like, I'll make it look like you're about to kill me, so come on way in and fight. And then all of a sudden, paha! Here's restoration to heal me up. There's the palace on this gold mine. But we've got this gold mine over here that does Kvoth know about? He does. He just has no line of sight on it. This guy's a little bit out of position. Needs to be showing where the... do we have Shockwave? No, not yet. But yeah, all these Terma now are just gonna have a field day against these Toxotes. Well, Greek army is strong though. And Momo's pushing back. And are we? Oh, we are. To see the villagers come on this. This is good. I like this from Momo. This is really good. There's not enough units here for Kvoth. And that's 600 resources into a palace that just might be going down here. We're also getting Labyrinth of the Minnows, which is going to upgrade those Minotaurs even harder. And Kvoth is taking a very bad fight, and this is a nice little kind of trade back here. Losing a villager with these raiding annoying cavalry. And yeah, palace goes down, and instantly here, all of a sudden Kvoth has lost his advantage. I don't like the fast heroic. Don't like the fast heroic. Yeah, the Toxotes are doing a little bit better than I thought. The problem may be that once there's some Hippicons or Hoplites running up next to the Terma, you kind of gotta really take good care of them in order for them not to start attacking the wrong units. But I did not expect to see the semi-fast heroic, and certainly it has not helped Kvoth at all. Should have just grabbed town centers. In fact, he could have grabbed all 3 of these and been in a really good position. Instead, he went up semi-fast heroic, which is not the play. Especially when you use chaos right away and don't really get any benefit out of it. I mean, he chaosed like 4 hoplites. Unupgraded Arcus aren't super great. And this palace is also going to get destroyed. It's not all the way built, but that's another like 400 resources that just went down the drain. And Momo with like was looking down and out for the count, and then all of a sudden restoration, and then he started winning fight after fight. Ooh, good raid here though. Oh wow. And this is still walled off. Oh wow, this is a fantastic raid by Kvoth here. Oh my goodness, so many villagers. Kvoth clearly did not expect this movement from Momo did not expect this movement from Kvoth, and this resulted in so many dead villagers. And on the flip side, we do have idle villagers for Kvoth, but I don't believe any were killed. But he's a little bit gold blocked right now, is Kvoth. And Momo has a really good villager count, so he could afford to lose those. I mean, didn't want to, obviously. What did we just have used? Another chaos got used. Oh, here. Okay. Now we have a shockwave to get this battle as a win, so it should clean up on this. And this is a nice little kind of turn on. Ooh, Underworld to get out. Or turn and fight. And this will give him control of the gold mine here. This is a good Underworld. Because yeah, this side is right next to all the military buildings. So yeah, he's gonna be able to sit on this gold mine decently. Though we can move down to this gold mine as well. So I like it. I mean, they would have gotten out. No, they wouldn't have. They would have died coming down here. But yeah, heavy archers, as Mr. Wiz Sanji is pointing out in chat, would be very important because his army is almost all heavy. Like, he got the wrong heavy upgrade. He got heavy Murmillo and only has 3 of them. So, what's the point? You know? I mean, Arcus are great when they're fighting at range. But when it's just archers versus archers, the Toxotes, what do we got here? Same hit points, more attack. So the Toxotes actually will start winning these fights because they're, what's the price? 55 to 35 and 55. So same price. Same hit points. More attack for Momo, who has some upgrades as well. And less range, but you need that heavy upgrade. And oh my, the villager fight up here. I don't know what. Oh, Momo was gathering up here, wasn't he? Or just started. These villagers. Oh, he's gonna grab a town center. He was probably looking for his town center. He didn't know where it was, maybe? Somehow? And he's almost up Hera. Momo's in a really great position. And there's the insta resign by Kvoth again, man. These 2 games started out so well for Kvoth, and then just Momo just turned it out and turned it completely around mid/late game. The Teuton Center fast heroic just doesn't work, and yeah, Momo, this was well played by Momo. It really just sat back, did what he had to do, defended, kind of baited Kvoth into this deep attack here, and then a restoration, and then just kind of the counter push where Kvoth just got nothing out of his heroic age. No value out of it. The chaos never really did a whole lot. His unupgraded Arcus really aren't that fantastic. His myth units got bolted, and the other one died, and then that was it. So a lot of resources put into an age up that didn't do anything. You can see, I mean, he's way ahead in economy. Should be grabbing town centers. I don't know why he switched it up from what he did the first game. Because his first game was fine. The way that he played it. He just scuffed it mid to late when Momo made some good plays. And so then he tried like a different strategy here and didn't work out. Yeah, Thea probably would be better too. All the Dryads, pretty cheap unit to spam, and there's only 2 heroes to kill them. Just the chaos just didn't give you much here. But wow, Momo, after kind of stumbling and bumbling last series, has put together 2 pretty nice matches against in situations where I would have said the Oranos was favored, given the map state. So we move on to game 3, as Kvoth just got this set up how he wants it. Is a reverse sweep. We'll see. And Kvoth, after losing his 2 Oranos games, is switching over to Poseidon. Or Gaia, I mean. Kvoth in the blue is Poseidon. Kvoth is Gaia. Momo is the 3rd Greek god. Poseidon. Can he make it 3 for 3 as Exensor? I don't know. Exensor is 5. However you properly pronounce it. Welcome to this game 3. This is a best of 5. So Momo wins this. He moves on to the semifinals. A fantastic. That would be fantastic for Momo to make it that far. But he's got to still win one more game. And was that Nemo Noom I saw in chat earlier? Welcome, Nemo Noom. You're a good regular to have around. So Gaia. So typically, Kvoth has been playing a lot of Gaia, more than his Oranos. And maybe that's why he switched to Gaia. Maybe he's frustrated because he keeps losing with Oranos. Like, I just got to get back to what I know. And he's Gaia. And if you've been watching Boyd at some point, he was playing a lot of games on stream against Kvoth and was losing a lot to Kvoth's Gaia. Kvoth's Gaia is very good. Gaia also is maybe not a very good god, but Gaia's solid. Has a few really bad matchups. I would not consider Poseidon to be a bad matchup. Gaia can play well into Poseidon. And it's nice to see because Gaia kind of the laughing stock of the Age of Mythology competitive circle for years, decades, in fact. And to see Gaia being used is pretty cool. Little cattle scouting here in the corner. Relic. System of Vast. This is pretty solid. Makes villagers cheaper. And then the Head of Orpheus. +8 building line of sight. Is a sleeper good relic. Line of sight's very important. Not entirely agreeing with that statement in chat from Mr. Raptor that guys are good against stronger gods and weak against some weaker. I mean, it's kind of half true. I'd say that Gaia on any sort of hunt map gets pummeled by Loki, and most would not consider Loki to be a top 1v1 god. However, I would say that Gaia gets pummeled by Oranos. Gaia gets pummeled by Zeus. And Gaia gets pummeled by Kronos, who isn't also seen as great. But yeah, Zeus and Oranos are good gods, are top tier, and they pummel Gaia. But yeah, Gaia also, however, Gaia Gaia matches up well against Ra. And a lot of people see Ra really good. So I guess it's kind of half true. There are some good gods that Gaia does well against, but yeah. Um, but yeah, Zeus is super tough. The two heroes, the bolt on your first hero that you heroize, and then the myth unit spam behind that. It's just so tough to counter. And we can see Kvoth is just sitting in his base and going to punch out. Are you saying that Zeus, Loki, Isis, Set are 50-50? It's not 50-50 for Zeus or Loki. It's more like probably like water map against Loki, Gaia can win. Any sort of land map with a decent amount of hunt, Gaia just gets absolutely pounded. And Zeus is rough. We don't have, though, looking at this map here, because I haven't been talking about the map. There ain't no hunt other than the starting hunt, which is good for Gaia. Very good for Gaia. We can see the lure is trying to lure, but there's nothing. There's literally nothing for it to lure. So, yeah, you don't got nothing. So this is a good map for Gaia here. Get a lot of eco upgrades. Does he have husbandry? Does. And as you can see, a pretty slow advance, which why not? There's nothing outside of the base to go to. There's no hunt, right? We aren't missing anything. There's just some berries and kind of a wannabe, like almost like a little bit of like a watering hole. Kind of like spawn-ish, but not quite, at least as far as the water is. So yeah, want to get on, finish up these berries, then turn over to these cattle. And it looks like the Poseidon is going to grab an early town center. If Kvoth sees this, likely his response is to also grab a town center. Automaton do well against the solo centaur here, because even if one dies, the other can just rebuild it. Yeah, Isis set does depend on the map. I do agree. There are some maps where Gaia would match up really well against Isis set, and then there are some that would be a little bit tough. I don't see really on a map like this, not a lot of reason to make very many early military units. Because the question you have to ask is the purpose of making early military units is to gain map control. So then you kind of have to ask yourself, if I gain map control, what am I going to gain? Not a whole lot, because there's nothing. Kind of some wonky walls here. You could maybe have just walled like this. So there's not a whole lot to push. I guess this gold mine is forward enough where could push this and maybe force like kind of a random ceasefire early on. But I would hope that Momo would be able to defend long enough. But these automaton, once you get them spammed, they are tough. As they are through. The problem though is that you don't want to lose them forward because they're so impossible to rebuild. Oh, I like the popping out of the relics so that you can get it back. Converting a one unit to hero, and we'll stop this gold mine. So yeah, this pressure is doing a little bit more than I thought. I did not quite think of the fact that the base gold mine is wide open, but we do have this gold mine here. So realistically, the wood villagers that are here could move to this, and these villagers could just go to wood, and it's fine. But it does grab this town center, and this is a very important part of the map because both these town centers are smack dab right in the middle And kind of who controls one, in a way, he is he who controls the other, at least at this point. So there is some benefit to all of the the units that are built here. Eco upgrades, first line, except for plow. We've got Momo. We'll have to be transferring to full-on farms here pretty quickly, as will Kvoth, but it's a little cheaper for Kvoth and also easier. Actually is a big difference when it comes to the distribution of villagers for Greek or non-Atlantean, where you can. This is essentially 3 villagers on 1 farm, which does cost 200 wood, so equal cost essentially, but the walking is a lot different. For all of these villagers, got to walk, find all their different farms everywhere, and that does make a huge difference when it comes to the farm transition between Atlantean and non-Atlantean. Trying to lure the units over here, but yeah, at this point, now you're kind of like, yeah, there's nothing to push if I'm Kvoth, so maybe move over and grab this town center as well. Don't fast heroic. Grab this town center. And then wall off the map so that you can't have any sort of sneaky town center grab shenanigans on the bottom side. And here we come forth with our little 4 Hippocon Centaur raid. We kind of saw the 4 Hippocons come forth last game. They did some damage. And these units are going to come up here. This is a lot of units here. Come up here, maybe. Does Kvoth know about this gold mine? Oh, he does. So he's just gonna try to stay out of town center line of sight here. Oh, 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 oh! There. Does he notice? Does he notice? I don't think he saw. Because they're coming. They were sneaky, almost not sneaky enough. Oh, come down here, though. There we go. All right. And this is a raid here. Got to delete. Nice path blocking here. This is a difference between average players and good players, is how you see the path blocking. Ended up kind of splitting up the damage a little too much, and didn't kill as many units as I was kind of hoping that we would see here, because there's a ton of low hit point units. Don't run though. You can stay and fight this. Yeah. I'm cheering for Kvoth now because I want more than 3 games. Calm yourself. But with these reinforcements, maybe the red player can hold. He really doesn't want to burn ceasefire here. Yeah, he's going to hold. But nice little pressure. Gets this town center as his reward. The raiding Hippocon are now just 2. One got eaten, another disappeared. Could have killed a few more, but yeah, what I was talking about with a lot of like your low-level mediocre players would come here and then attack from here, and then the villagers would just merrily run this way. Kvoth did the right thing, is come pathing all the way here and block them. Really good job. Just kind of spread his damage a little bit too much. I mean, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 units that are basically like one shot. Could have killed probably 3 of them with a little bit better control. But we've got Momo getting the Great Wall of houses and military academy down here. And is clearly going to try to just do the 2 town center push out, which has worked for him the last 2 games. So why not do the same thing again? Looking to probably put a wall up here. What kind of god powers do we, or god power, eco upgrades do we have? Well, that's a lot. Would love to see this wood upgrade get upgraded sooner than what we've got. It is coming now. Also, Rhea coming up. I like Rhea. Rhea's nice. Rhea gives some really strong class or heroic age pushing power that Atlantean otherwise does not have. We can even see that he's building a forward temple. Likely will delete this. Oh, he did. We'll delete this. Doesn't even... Oh, the head of Orpheus? Okay, alright. Reheroizing to re-get head of Orpheus. And is, yeah, going for the Behemoth push here, which... The problem is that Momo's army is here already, so the Behemoth push won't do a whole lot. Especially... Ooh, gotta get back. Oh, this maybe is not a fight that Kvoth wants to take right now. Well, the Automaton actually do a lot of work. Does he have them upgrade? He does. The Warrior Automaton, plus 60 hit points, regenerate a little bit. There's also another thing that doesn't show in the tech tool, is that it also gives them more damage against myth units. This upgrade does. Which doesn't really matter here. But it's got to be careful he doesn't just lose all of his automaton, because you want to be able to re-heal them up. 3 automaton kind of dead there. And now trying to lure them across the Spideys. And there they are. We have Curse used. And Kvoth is in a little bit of a tricky spot here. Where... this might be good for him. Okay, Trader on the Lion. That's what Rhea gives you, is a really good Trader. Get on the special attack here. Yep, there we go. Get kind of your counter push back. And the Behemoth comes forward. The one thing though, this is kind of... Oh, I like this again. This is really good by Momo, these side little buildings here. Like, he could legit almost grab this town center. And we see these Hippocon just still being so annoying. But I like this map control push, but it would almost be better to see it up here. Just because this is such a harder position to defend, but I mean, I can kind of see what Kvoth is doing. He wants to secure up this side of the build map too. He also, this town center, is it in water range? It depends on how far up on the beach they can go. I think it is in water range, which if Kvoth notices that would be very important. We do have Artemis coming up as well as Hecate. Artemis on this position could be deadly. This is where you kind of got a sense as Kvoth, as he's in way too far, is that I could really lose my entire base right now. Because Earthquake would likely kill every single building here. Because Earthquake has, like, I don't remember the exact stats. It's got like a 12,000 hit point maximum, and I think this is all under 12,000. It should probably throw up a few more buildings, because just 2 or 3 more buildings could be the difference between all of them flattened and none of them flattened. And for what cost? Yeah, not a whole lot. Getting the Arcus in on the hero here, that's very important. Atalanta murders them. We're trying to get a Tartarian gate here. Do we have Masons? We do have Masons this time. Very important upgrade to get them just a little bit more hit points. Makes the building survive just that much longer. Kills that much more units. Thank you for the kind words. And unless we get that godly earthquake here on this map, on this location here, it's looking a little bit rough for our friend in red. We can have another trader coming up on... How long is it before trader is up? Soon. So this Chimera will soon be Momo's. Thank you, Mr. ASMR, for the kind words. Yep, here they come. So they're going to try to earthquake this. It just needed a few more buildings. I feel like they all go down, especially if he uses it right here. Okay, these don't, but these stay alive. And that's where just a few more buildings to tank all that damage. And this looks so different if you're Momo here, but the conversion or the trader on this Chimera swings this battle from a loss to a win for Kvoth here. That is so huge, especially if he's able to punch down Hippolyta and get chance for the Chimera to get another attack off. Nope. But the Chimera did its work by tanking so much damage. We do have Polyphemus here, though, who's a big boy, and will attempt to finish off this palace. And this is that scary earthquake counter push. The pigs are all bacon. Poor piggies. Oh, Polyphemus got distracted. It's not dead! What you doing? You may be strong, but he sure is dumb. There you go. And now there's not enough military buildings to replenish the units here for Kvoth, and this is that scary earthquake. Just 3 or 4 more buildings, and these all are standing still. And it's not that hard to predict. You know the earthquake's gonna come here. There's no way it doesn't. And now Momo is, with the power of the earthquake, has kind of turned this game just like, it's like deja vu. Just turn this game around again. And how does Kvoth do this? I mean, he's got so many units here just doing nothing. Like, what's the point? This is where they need to be. Not here. Who cares about a little raid? You can't let this town center go up, and all Momo has to do is send a few villagers down once the lush is gone, and cast ceasefire, and he can build it back. Oh, will they get in though? All right, okay. They do get in. I mean, he has to get some value out of this raid. The problem though is that even Momo, they just slide through this way. Momo's got 1,500 gold in the bank, so he doesn't really care about this raid. Like this raid is just, especially with these units sitting here, are just not worth anything. The Tartarian gate was cleaned up by all the villagers. We've got 3 raiding hoplites, making 6 villagers idle. Very big, because we can see that Kvoth is only at 15 gold, and now we have Momo coming forward to grab this town center. Oh yeah, put the eco guild down. As long as there's this, you see this green grassy area here? This comes out from Gaia buildings, and enemies cannot build on top of this green lush. So, as long as this eco guild now will poop out this lush, this town center will not be able to be built. So that's very important. But we've got these side builds are just so fantastic from Momo. Chasing a villager to her doom in the corner. And we do have heavy Arcus this time with the upgrade that gives them more hack armor. We've got all these units just sitting here just wasting pop. You might as well just delete them if you're Kvoth, who is up 2 town centers with fortified town centers. So he's kind of solidified here. But he's not out of the woods yet. He does need to deal with these annoying little hoplites, which he has. These units need to get back to usefulness. This is a lot of units. What is this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I mean, this is almost a town center's worth of population just doing nothing. But looks like the power of the upgraded Arcus are doing what they need to do. Polyphemus is smashing this down because he wants to cast ceasefire to grab this town center. We do have a few more citizens here, with all the eco upgrades except the one Gaia Carpenter is just coming up. So move them out. These units are back into the fray again. Gotta come. He's trying to grab the town center. You gotta come back, because you gotta get this eco guild or something put back up. Because if this town center gets built by Momo, pretty sure he wins the game. If he is not able to build this town center now, likely no. And he's going for it. We've got a Helipolis to try to keep any building coming down. The important thing is just to get on these citizens. Oh, the traitor on the Helipolis. That's big. Because this Eco Guild was not going to come up. Oh, that's huge. Slow down the town center. But honestly, you don't have to build it. Just build it here. You don't have to get it right next. Like this military or barrack, yeah, this military barracks is almost close enough. Just need one more. But Kvoth is kind of having a hard time keeping population up right now. He's had to delete his market because of this here, and he put it in the back. Oh, there it is again. Oh, where's the villagers? They all died. And now the... Well, ceasefire was cast. And did not do what Momo was hoping. What back TC? Oh, was this destroyed somehow? Oh, okay. Maybe this is why. Yeah, okay. RP is smarter than me. He can't even see the map. No, this is why. It's because this town center did get destroyed by the siege tower, the siege ship. So I missed this. I mentioned this earlier that I thought this town center was in water range. So it is. So this is why the ceasefire was used. It was not actually to get this town center. The problem, though, is that now I don't know if he gets this town center. Jordan, Boit will be doing all of the games. So if you want to watch Boit cast these instead of me, that's fine. Just Boit will get them on his channel. He's got a whole backlog catalog of games he's getting to, and I'll do ones that I am able to do. So yeah, I think that might this boat push here, as properly pointed out by RP, who is the grand winner in chat. This did so much for Kvoth, forcing out the ceasefire, which was a huge god power. But still, Kvoth isn't quite fully controlling this position, mainly because we got these raiding militia that are being really annoying. Maybe get a few more buildings out. The problem now, Momo, is just no economy. Has all the upgrades, but just a hard time doing what you gotta do. Would like to see some fanatics. Okay, there are slowly starting to come out. Would also maybe like to see a few fire siphon. I don't know if your Contarius are really what you want here. Don't really know if that's what you want. But yeah, Boit will end up casting, I think, every single series he's going to try to cast of the postseason. He's dedicated, Boit is. That's the joys of, I guess, single life. This is so annoying. I mean, all these idle caravans. Yeah, he's got time to do all that, and I have to kind of pick and choose. And I'm gonna try to do a handful of the champion brackets, but I likely won't get to all of them, especially because the later ones are best of 7s and best of. Ooh, this is good. And best of 9 is the finals. I mean, it would probably take me. It would definitely take me 2 streams just to get to a best of 9. We don't have upgraded Siege Juggernaut, but it's almost like this attack here gave Momo the idea that he can do the same thing to this town center. He just needs to get upgraded siege ships because they can't range it as long as they aren't. Now, Kvoth should see this, right? Oh no, he doesn't, because he doesn't have signal fires or the relic anymore. So not having signal fires or the relic that gives buildings more line of sight is really costing him. And Momo is kind of hanging around. Thanks. Your wife You and your wife play 2v2v2 with the hard AI every day. Oh, see, that's cool. Sometimes me and my son, my 7-year-old son, get together and play against the AI. Haven't done it for a while though. He's kind of 7-year-olds. They kind of change their interest every week. So he's not into AOM right now. He's on to something else. Kvoth has, right now I'm trying to figure out where all of his population is, because it seems like he's got nothing. Okay, he can get back on this town center now. The problem at this point is just all these Toxotes just shooting away at the Helipolis. They aren't accomplishing anything anymore. Because there really isn't very many Toxotes here anyway, so the Arcus are kind of obsolete at this point in the game. Alright, here's the siege ships back. As he's losing all of his Arcus, he's getting access to more important units. Also spamming out the buildings. Oh, this town center is going down. Need those line of sight upgrades. The only thing that would save Kvoth, though, is if he's able to get this town center down at the same time this one goes down, because in which case it's basically a fair trade. It's all even. With these towers too. Okay, get on the trireme first. That way you can build up on this position. And oh, he's not getting the trireme. Okay, he's trying to get the other boats. Does he get this town center down? Oh, it's so close. Will he keep it down though? He won't, because these hammer ship are back. And again, now we've got all these Contarius. He's got to hold his position now. Kvoth does, so like, he's in a scary spot. Okay, so Kvoth will be able to rebuild this with these towers here. Hopefully, he needs to get a few more fire or siege ships or fire siphon ships. So, and Momo just resigns. Okay. I don't know if there's a save and exit here. Like, is this a disconnection, or did he actually lose? I guess he is out of gold. He has 139 gold right now in the bank, and this gold mine is almost out. This one still has a lot. So, I'm assuming, I'm just going to go with he resigned, and this was it. But it's a point in the game where I'm like, almost like, there has to be more, right? Seems a little early to me. Like, he kept through other parts in the game where he was having a worse time, but I guess right now he doesn't even have the resources to rebuild the town center. He sees that he's likely not to get this town center down, and this isn't really accomplishing much here. So, I mean, he's likely to lose, but yeah, maybe a little early. I'll take it as there was no disconnection, and that gives Kvoth his first win. So, are we going to see a reverse sweep? We're a third of the way there. Catching up in economy, too. So, yeah, seems a little bit of an early resign. Kind of missing some key line upgrades, though. Like, decent armory, but only the medium military upgrades. Kvoth needs to kind of take control of the sides of the map a little bit better. Like, he's allowing all these little side builds and stuff, and it's really annoying him. But all right, well played to Kvoth there to just barely stick through it. I thought maybe that earthquake was going to save it for Momo. And we move on to game number 4, Oranos versus Poseidon. On a land map, not water. A land map. So Kvoth trying to reincarnate the magic from the first round that he had, where he fell down by 2. And then came back to win the series 3-2. Will he do it again today? But we're going for my best bud in red, Momo. We just wanted to go to a game 5 because that's cool. Because remember, I'm cheering for Momo tonight. I'm actually not. I really don't care. At this point, like I care more for gods than I do players. Um, I like to see the Gaia win. And Gaia got her win. Now Oranos, who cares? Zeus or Poseidon? You know, Poseidon. Yeah, I can get behind Poseidon a little bit. But you know, I like to see the non-normal gods succeed. And Gaia got her win, so now we're down to the evil Oranos. So Oranos can lose. Poseidon, yeah, we can. Uh-oh, Poseidon, if you can't tell, he's right there. So let's root for Poseidon, huh? Hunting dogs on an open map with a tree ring around the edge. I played on a map that was pretty similar to this general position against Raifang in just a practice match. Kind of cool because it kind of narrows the map a little bit. Kind of makes it more of like kind of a, you know, like a sudden deathy kind of a thing. Although I feel like this map maybe overall is a little bit bigger, like the map generation is bigger. Important to look at is what does the hunt circumstances look like on the map? We have one boar down here, two boar. This is your other Aurochs. Kvoth seems to think he doesn't have that Aurochs. There he does. Do we have other hunt? Okay, we've got a pack of gazelle. And then we've got another pack of gazelle. Boy, these are really far forward. Both of them. Dangerous hunt to go at. When are me and Mrs. JJ gonna team up? She's not a gamer. Back at, ooh, elephants. Back in, oh, we're elephants. Yes, Kvoth did use Tartarian Gate on the back town center. Did some eco damage. My wife, she kind of pretended to like games back when we were first like together. We played some Mario Kart, a decent amount, but then True Colors came out and doesn't play anymore. Now I got Cam to do that, and we have a good time. Me and Cam, we've played a decent amount of Stardew Valley together. This is a very calming and relaxing game. And even Ava, my 3-year-old, enjoys it. She's decent enough with the controller where she can move the character around, and if she presses the A button, A for Ava, as I tell her, and she's able to kind of interact with stuff. So she enjoys it a little bit as well. So that's fun. But in reality, you guys probably aren't here to hear me talk about my family, even though I have an awesome family. You'd rather learn about the game here. And it's a Poseidon versus Oranos. So we've seen Oranos from Kvoth so far, the first 2 games. Didn't work out for him. Oh, plus 10% cavalry movement speed. So Kvoth saw that relic and knew that he needed to manually heroize an oracle, which is very expensive. And drop that, get that relic before the Poseidon could get it. Because, man, Poseidon gets this relic plus 10% cavalry movement speed. It's over. It is over. And I think Momo was looking for that relic. I don't remember where that relic was. But looks to me that Momo is going to be grabbing this town center. Going for the 2 town center play that he's done so far this series. Of all the Greeks, it works the best likely for Poseidon because he gets the lure that kind of brings in all of this in-base hunt, so that losing out on forward hunt doesn't really matter so much. Boy, though, we got these elephants that are just so juicy. The problem, though, is, oh, Kvoth does have an elephant right here. Is it 2 or 1? Because it looks like there's a, okay, there's 2, a double. 2-pack and another 2-pack. So there's going to be some more elephants somewhere over here. Oh, they're all right here. Oh, this is glorious. Oh, we've even got the units to come in. No, don't lose your turn. Haha! Zoink! There she goes. Zoink, Scoobs. Question in chat, is the Cav speed relic for Poseidon better or the hero speed for Loki better? It's gonna be the hero speed for Loki. That's better. Both are great, but that hero speed for the Loki is better. But both good. Alright, he doesn't even still have this board yet to eat. So yeah, we're gonna see a mirror of the previous 3 games. Each game, Momo has kind of used the same thing, is just grab that early second town center, boom and hold, push out late. First 2 games, it worked for him. A little bit of Kvoth misplaying, and also Momo outplaying. We'll see if that happens again. Gold mine is here that Momo will have to get access to. There's all these elephants here. Oh, wow. There's a 3-pack and a 2-pack. Okay, so this is... Wow. This is a lot of hunt, though, to give up by sitting in the base. That's a lot. Kvoth might not know this is all up here. He knows about the 2 elephants. He doesn't know about the trifecta right here. Momo could be brave and try to get at them. Oh, he can see it now. He sees that there are more elephants right here. We have a Valor down here because of the rating. Centaur. And likely to grab this town center is Kvoth. Okay, never mind. He's going to get this one. Generally, when you're in this situation where you have full control of the map, get the more aggressive town center first, because that's the one you would be more likely to be unable to get later on. I mean, Kvoth will likely end up just grabbing both here. He's just doing some raiding with the Oranos units. Like, really, this unit's it's a little bit overkill. Oh, we got a nice little counter raid coming here. Boy, there's almost, though, depending on how this fight plays out, almost enough Prometheans and stuff here to get on this town center. We got the 2 heroes, though. Maybe one. One might have died. Oh, no, she's in here. And we've got these units coming forward. This is huge counter push here by Momo. Really good counter push by Momo. We've got the heroes all in on the units up here. And this is maybe kind of turned into a bit of a throw by Kvoth, who's losing all of his Prometheans and a lot of units underneath the town center fire. Did not lose his citizens. Did Momo see this town center? Oh, he did not. He's checking it now, but it's probably too late. Yeah, the shockwave saves it. Oh, if Momo would have noticed this town center first. And this is why you always build the back town center first instead of the front one. Every time. Get that safer back town center, guaranteed that you get it. And that your life will be better. At least we know he's not hacking. You're right. But on the flip side, Kvoth is like tossing his entire army away against 2 heroes here. So that's not good. And now we've got upgraded Hippicon, and this a quarter killed town center. Not what you want when you sacked half your army to just take down 1,000 hit points. Oof. A lot of units killed by Momo there that Kvoth has to replenish. Does have hunting dogs and husbandry. How do we get this gold mine? Well, with all these other units coming down. And see, now this is where Kvoth wasted all of this army under here, and now can't hold the position on the gold mine. He's attempting to, because he's got these forward villagers, which without a manor are a little bit precariously placed. I'm always right, yes. And don't build the forward town center. You always get the back one first. It's safer that way. But yeah, Kvoth here is probably wishing he would not have thrown away so many units underneath this town center, because that hurt. But he's got enough Prometheans now, with all of these Hippicon out raiding, that this fight will turn out well for Kvoth. We've only got Hippolyta, who's shooting at a Murmillo, so that's not helpful. And we may get a gold starve here. Momo has 3 gold in the bank. And they got a pack of raiding Hippicon, which is great, but you kind of got to consider there's certain points in the game where you need all your units fighting, and this is one of them now. And oh, we do have a ceasefire. Necessary ceasefire. Otherwise, things are going to go south very quickly. If I'm Momo, wall off. Ooh, it might be too close to gold mine. And I guess if the units sit there, he can't. So, well, that's why he was doing what he was doing, is knew he had to cease fire. Looks like Kvoth is trying to age up. Does he go for Hyperion or Thea? Kvoth also getting his armory upgrade for more hack armor. That's good. And now Momo is coming down with his Hippicon. Yes, that's the right play. Ooh. Oh, this citizen needs to run his fat butt out of here. This is a losing fight. Once these Hippicon come in, Kvoth's got to get out of here. And in fact, what he should do, give up this position. Don't fight this. You're going to lose. Don't fight with these Hippicon coming in the back. Oh, whoa. They full-on surround. Oh, but these guys are slimy. Slimy little Atlantean units just get out when they shouldn't. Fall out of this. Take your loss with your citizen. Hope and pray he doesn't check down here and come in on this hunt that you can see. Alright, nice little picks here because there's the full army isn't here. And I'll get back. You're aging up Thea. Just retreat. Okay, Momo kind of preemptively knew this was coming. He saw the army come run. He saw half the army retreat away, so he had to have known this was coming. Potentially even saw the. Can't see. He might have seen the Oracle standing there. So nice movement by him to preemptively anticipate this. And look at this. This just little stupid side build again by Momo is finding all of these villagers down here. And a scout is coming up to take a look at this town center. And a lot of Murmillo over here. So we have aged up Thea, Kvoth has. Trying to get this town center up quickly. The bird is down here. The hoplites are right here. We'll get on the town center to slow it down. And we got a nice little fight here, though, that's going really well for Kvoth so far, just because Red's units are kind of scattered willy-nilly around. This will slow it down. Just some town center and our villager idle time. But 3-3 town centers. This is not the position you want to be as the Oranos right now. And this is really due to this suicide attack on the town center, where he lost so many units. Kvoth did, where, I mean, he forced out the ceasefire, but couldn't push through behind it. And now we have this town center grabbed. Nice to get on this last elephant. So Kvoth has gotten access to all of the hunt he wanted on the map. But these villagers, these citizens are a little bit out in no man's land. Big shockwave. We've got the dryads coming out. Just got to get on Hippolyta. The Terma here kind of lose their value. So we've got Hoplites. We've got one hero who's almost dead. Maybe kill the Theseus. Yeah, and now there's just nothing to kill these myth units here. The dryads just live forever. And Hippolyta, she's running away. Get some picks on the Toxotes on their way out. And a nice little hold here by Kvoth. So it was a scary part of the game, especially with all these units being discovered here on the bottom. We've got these nice little, again, these side builds. Side builds are just so good. In any situation, side builds are awesome. But we can see what's going on here. They're going to kill a citizen, or at least force a ton of idle time. But we got some gold mine on gold mine violence here. Probably curse. Where are you going to curse? If you're, so you can't curse the birds though. And oh, Hippolyta has to be retrained. So this is a lot of villagers down for old Momo here. You know, you almost maybe consider cursing this. If you're Momo, you move your army here and curse here. But he's pretty defensive. What if you're Momo in this situation? In a decent spot. Do you age up with Artemis or do you age up with well, there's the curse. Do you age up with Hephaestus? At this point, either one wins the game. Because really, Kvoth is pretty far behind. At least behind. He doesn't even have plow. I guess he is just now switching. He's just getting plow. But he's just now switching over. But Kvoth can't win this fight here. And he's doing some villager raiding, but on the flip side, he's also going to be losing his own villagers, who kind of got to get out of here. But yeah, these birds are really annoying. We got a Hephaestus coming up. Yeah, run the villagers away. They're trying to run. The Hippocan know they ran away because he saw them. So, oh, they've been found. Back to the manor you go, you big fatties. You got this heroized oracle up here. But yeah, see, Hephaestus is so big in this situation because we kind of have Kvoth running a little bit of a gold block briefly before the birds flew away. And now a nice surround on all of these units here. Just got to get Hippolyta down for them, and yeah, these birds will kind of clean up everything else, and the villagers can run from here to here. And the birds can also get on the lion. But still, Momo's in a great spot. He's the first to be aging up. In fact, Kvoth's still got a little bit of time before he even does. A little bit of a slow transition to food. Does have the second farm upgrade now, and would like to probably fly his birds over the forest again. But we've got Hephaestus up, and that's scary. Ooh. We saw him briefly click Helios, and now he went over to Hecate, and now he went back to Helios. If you're behind, Hecate probably doesn't do you anything, the Tartarian Gate. Especially with Polyphemus out. So Polyphemus, the Poseidon Mythic Age hero. Basically single-handedly kills Tartarian Gate. So I like the Vortex here. The downside, though... Uh-oh. Oh, no, 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 no. This was some bad pathing by... Oh, wow. This was a bad pathing by Kvoth. Loses two birdies and some Arcus on the way out. Just didn't quite pay attention enough. Picking off a few units up at the top. Running away. But before that happened, what I was saying is that I like Helios. The flexibility it gets you on early Mythic is so good because you can really do some town center hopping. But on this map, the town centers are all pretty close together in this kind of triangle formation, where it would be better if one spawned all the way up here and the other was down here. So it's going to make these vortexes a little bit iffy, and Kvoth just wasted 25 favor on 50 favor on 2 more birds. Would much rather they be Hika Gigantes. Does he probably vortex to this one? Yeah. Which basically leaves this army, it's now out of position, as is this one. But there's enough firepower here. And no building upgrades. Here comes Masons now, where we're going to have some town center trades. But this is where being able to make more than one Hika Gigantes is so important. But the birds are going to fly down here. We've got a lot of armory upgrades coming in for Kvoth. We have Masons. These units, though, kind of aren't the ones you want to kind of move over. So we're trading town center for town center, which is okay. Kvoth would have lost this town center anyway. So by vortexing to the bottom, he's kind of keeping it even. I would like to see him just move down to this town center rather than try to defend. But the Plenty Vault here is so big. Yeah, this army, at least maybe the Dryads should probably stay to try to kill this town center. I don't know though with this almost dead Hika Gigantes if there's even enough to kill it. But so we've traded town center for town center, but we have some villagers here. The question is, will they survive long enough to build this? Depends how long these Dryads can kind of tank this. But we got more units. Yeah, in the end, Momo, he's ahead. He also has the Plenty Vault here, which is so important. It gives so many resources. But he is currently kind of out of gold. But he just says, oh, here comes the counter vortex to kind of save the day. Will likely lose this other town center, but does save the day. The birds come over to get on the Colossus. I almost said Cyclops. Where'd the villagers go? Oh, gotta probably repair. With 5 villagers repairing, that probably still goes down. But this is the downside where you can't rebuild town centers very well as Atlantean. So tough. And Polyphemus is just so strong against the late game Atlantean. And like even building this fortress doesn't give him a lot. But Momo he doesn't have the gold, so he can't rebuild that. Polyphemus is like gonna single-handedly win this game. He's so good against Atlanteans. Because Atlanteans have nothing, and there's no army now for Kvoth. So, yeah, because nothing can kill him. You need like fanatics maybe? A lot of Murmillo. And that's it, GG! Poly is the one-man gang. Just comes through and just powers through all of these buildings. And this is again where Kvoth could have used a little bit more walling to kind of save the day, to give him more time. But well played again by Momo here, who took this 2-town center boom in every game, and 3 out of 4 games took it and advanced to the semifinals. That's really good for a player who I think is in his first competitive 1v1 tournament. So fantastic job by Momo here. Really good play. Like there's been some, it's kind of hard to see on the back end. Because you don't really notice it, but his macro has been really good. His transitioning in that early or mid classical age to farming, really good because it's very easy to have a very slow transition to farms, and he's been having good age up times this entire series. Um, Here, what Kvoth did, it could have worked if he was like a minute and a half faster. Um, like if he can start getting these town centers down before the Colossus Polyphemus attack comes, he's in decent shape. But he was behind, and so then this Desperado attack just is a little too late. And once the Atlanteans lose their town centers, they just really struggle rebuilding them. But it was a little bit cool, a little bit of a base trade there. But yeah, Polyphemus, especially with all of his armory upgrades, which he doesn't quite have all of them yet, but was working at it. The armory upgrades are really important for him. We can see he's going, I think half of this. Yeah, the armory upgrade was this plus 1.5 attack, along with his age up bonus as well. So 22 hack damage, 5 crush damage, and then gets the plus 300% damage against buildings. So really good unit. Some would say too good. In some situations, he's fantastic. In other situations, kind of useless. Once the map gets walled up, he loses his value because that's a lot of pop in a... That's only 4. I thought he was 5. But still, 4 pop in a slow unit. But in this situation, and early on in Mythic, Polyphemus shines. He is so good. So Poseidon, what do you think, my guy? Big old Poseidon victory. Let's give Momo his win. He advances to the semifinals. And Kvoth couldn't repeat the magic that he had against Rappel. So too bad. So sad. Good kill death ratio for Momo. We can see economically, even in this game, despite having access to all the hunt, Kvoth just not quite where he could have been. Well played by Momo. He played this series a lot better than against Miracle Man. Like, I'd even say Kvoth played better than Miracle Man, but got beat worse. So Momo definitely played this series overall quite a bit better than he did the previous game, the previous series. But anyway, what are we at here? We're